What's happening? What's happening? 392 Blurred Lines coming back at you with another video. First time coming to the channel, welcome to the channel. And while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also go ahead and hit that post notification bell so you'll know what's coming out, when it's coming out. Everybody else, hey, good to see you guys back. And today, as you can see, we got the Ram Performance. Yes, that's the name of it. It's called a Ram Performance hood. Put on old Blurred Lines here. And what I have to do today, I have to get my hood pins put on, the holes drilled in it, and then we're gonna see if we can get this painted. I won't be doing the painting. No. I won't be doing the painting. I can spray, yeah, rattle can, yeah. But no, we're gonna have Smiles do that. But we're gonna see if we can get these hood pins put on today. In my last video, I had an issue. I had a concern as to the fitment of the hood. The concern was the front, it was sitting higher than it should have sat. And there was really nothing I could do about it. So I took the bumper stops, I moved them down. It brought the hood down. But the ends weren't level. The ends, they were not level. And it had a look that I just really didn't like. And so a painter came by and he began to look it over, and he gave me about 3 different options. And one was sell the hood. The second one was live with the way it looked. The third was possibly do some fabricating inside the hood and hope that that would work. And then we stood around and looked at it a little longer, and come to find out, well, let's try this. So what we end up doing, the nose is flexible. So we were able to shim the bottom of the nose to bring it up level with the top of the hood. So now when the hood comes down, it's all level around, level across. It's gonna work just perfectly. So now we just gotta put the hood pins on. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna put the hood pins on, drill the holes, and hopefully we'll put them in the right place. It shouldn't have any problem. And we're gonna keep it moving. So, as I always tell you guys, I'm not an influencer. You know, there's so many YouTube influencers. I'm not a YouTube influencer. I'm just an encourager. I'm trying to encourage somebody else to do the things that you don't want to do, but you know that you have to have it done. And if you were to do it yourself, you could save yourself some money. Or you do it yourself, you can see where your skills are lacking and you can step it up. Anywhere it go, you're going to learn something one way or another. You're either going to learn that that's not for you, or you're going to learn that, you know what, I really didn't know that I had it in me. So I'm an encourager. I'm just trying to encourage somebody else just to take the time and just try to do something for yourselves when it comes to these projects. You know, just do it. Have I ever put hood pins on something like this? No. These things are, they're different. They're not like the regular hood pins that you see on these hot rods. These things here are different. You know, so I'm gonna try it. If I drill a hole in the wrong spot, I have to worry about that later. But we're gonna at least give it a try. So if you guys stick around with me, we're gonna see if we can get this taken care of today. And after like I said, after I get the holes drilled, the painter's gonna come pick this thing up. He's gonna take it, he's gonna do what he does, and we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna get it put on, and then we're gonna put our wheels back on, and we're gonna drive this thing, because I didn't want to drive it until I got this done. So, hey, it is what it is. So right now, let me go ahead and let you guys in on a little something. Not knowing when you're watching this, not knowing what time of day it is, but as I always encourage you, go ahead, go get your snack. Take the time out, go get a snack, hurry right back, and I'll meet you back here, and we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this started. So, go get your snack, go get your soda or whatever your beverage is, choice. I don't know what it may be. And hurry right back, and let's see if we can't pop this off quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. See, you guys made it back. So, this is what we're working with. This is the kit that we have that came from I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but it is genuine Mopar parts. Part number 822-16665AB latch hood. So that's the part number. And if you plan on getting some of these hood pins, expect to pay, because they're not cheap. They are labeled left hand, right hand, and these are some pretty heavy duty pins. They're not cheap. They're definitely not cheap. You know, you got a nice fine thread, and it gives you actually these little stickers that you will peel off. This is the size that you'll be drilling the hole for your pins in your roof. So it's pretty much self-explanatory to a degree. It does give you a QR code to scan. Does give you a QR code to scan as to how to assemble this. But like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, as far as the lanyards, it does have, well, it has these rubber grommets. And as far as the lanyards, I'm not exactly sure where they mount, so I may scan that QR code to see exactly where they are putting these lanyards on them. I'm not exactly sure where they're mounting them, but they're mounting them somewhere. And they do have a nice coating over them. So none of this stuff is cheap. It's not cheap. They you know, these are powder coated. They're nice. And these lanyards, they have some length to them. So wherever you mount them, it gives you enough to where you can mount them sufficiently wherever you'd like to put them, I guess. But we'll find a spot for them and we'll put them somewhere. I don't know. So I'm gonna show you where these things mount. Like I said, it seemed to be a pretty simple setup. These here, these also are powder coated. These are the parts that will be on top of the hood itself, and they're sturdy. That's a nice sturdy piece of steel with a backing, sticky backing on them. So once they go on, they're on. They're not gonna come off. Plus you'll have that hood pin that will go through. So it's not gonna come off. Once it's in there, when it's on there, it's on there. You know, you ain't gotta worry about this coming off. Once it's stuck onto the hood, it's on it. So it is what it is. So we're gonna try to make this happen today. I don't know. All I can do is try. I've never done this before, so hey, it is what it is. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna bring you in here and show you where these things mount up. Whoever designed them, they did a pretty good job as to how they designed them. Somebody took thought into making these things. They make them for the Challenger and they make them for the Chargers. So somebody took some thought into making them. So let's see what we got. All right. So we have wrong side. This is the left side. And that's the right side. So these here, they will mount in this area here. That's where they'll mount. You already have a hole here, and under this little piece of plastic, there is a little, I think that's a 7/16. I believe it's a 7/16 bolt. Take that bolt loose, and then it will go through this. So this will actually be mounted under this plastic. Yes, it will be mounted under this plastic. Now, there's something that I noticed. There's something that I noticed about this. This plastic here covers that bolt. And this covering that bolt, it's not allowing this to sit where it needs. Well, let me see if I can explain it. Let me bring you in here a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And first thing, we're going to take this 3/8 bolt loose. Take this bolt out of here. I may end up having to put, matter of fact, I know I am. Instead of using the plugs that come out of here, I'll probably end up using a bolt. I'll put a bolt down through here to go through here. Yeah, I'll probably just use a bolt. I probably won't use that plug. Them plugs are just little plastic plugs. I could possibly take this whole thing off, but why go through all that trouble when I'm just going up under here just to get to this little one bolt? Okay, so I'm gonna get it under here. Loose the rest of the way by hand. Okay, so that's what you'll be taking out. Okay. This, and then over here in the place right there. So what I'm gonna end up having to do, I'm gonna end up having to cut this area out so that I can get this to sit back down. So what I'm going to do, put this bolt back in here, since I'm there. Put this bolt back in here. I'm going to tighten it back down, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a Stanley knife, and I'm going to cut this piece of plastic to where this will lay right back down in there. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to line that up so that it's straight. Just right. Okay, now we'll tighten this bolt back up. Yeah, and it is a little awkward, but it's going back in pretty good. That's lined up. So now I'm gonna just take a Stanley knife, and I know it's gonna look probably crude, but who's gonna be up under this hood looking at anything? Nobody. So I'm gonna get a Stanley knife and see if I can't remove this area right here so that I can get down in there. You know, my question, am I gonna have to make that hole bigger for that pin? Does that pin go down? Is it gonna go down far enough, or should I make that hole bigger now while I'm able, as to having to take this back off, because that pin's gonna have to go deeper for the hood? I don't know. I really don't know. Say if it only goes down, say if it goes down as deep as that. Is it not deep enough? Do I need to go deeper? Shouldn't have to. Shouldn't have to. We're gonna find out, and we're gonna find out together. I don't know. But right now, I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna leave it as is, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut this here so that we can get this to sit down flat once again. All right, everybody, this is how I wanted to do it here. Just open that up just so that that will sit down in there flush once again. Nothing major. And the way I did this to cut this out, I would say the best thing to use would be a Dremel. I don't have a Dremel. So what I did, I just took my handy dandy torch and a Stanley knife. I heated up the blade of the Stanley knife, and then I just cut it out with that, heating that blade up. Plastic cuts real easy. You just want to take your time with it so that you can make it look pretty much presentable. You don't want to look too bad. But I think that looks pretty good myself. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't put a bolt and a nut down through here. Yes, I can get a nut under there. And that way it's gonna hold that down extra, give it a little bit more stability. It's gonna hold that down, just give it a little bit more stability. And we're just gonna keep it moving. So let me see if I can't find a bolt for that, and see how that comes out. Okay, do something such as this. I'd like to have a little washer on that. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Put a nut on the bottom, and you can get to that under the bottom with a nut. I'd recommend just taking your finger and sliding it up under there, over the hole, and then take your bolt, put it down through there. That's what I would recommend. Works. That would be a 7/16, wouldn't it? Sure it would. All right. I think that looks all right. We'll tighten that up a little bit later. Right now, we're just gonna get the other side done, and then we'll see if we can't match up our hood. We'll put our hood down, maybe put some paint on this so we can see exactly where to touch on the hood when I bring the hood down. All right. I would have thought those would have sat up straighter but they're more like on an angle, a little bit on an angle. That's the design of them. That's the design, so it is what it is. But I don't know if I may have to end up taking these back off to drill that hole in this radiator support bigger, so that that will sit down in there flush. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do the other side, and we'll come back to you guys real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, as you can see, we got our hood pins in. Got them in on both sides. I realize why these are on an angle like this. They're on an angle like this because of the shape of the hood. The hood is on an angle as well. So they put those pins on an angle. Let me show you here. They put those pins on an angle such as that because that hood is on an angle. You got the angle of the hood right here. So they put those pins on an angle. So when you put your plate on the top, you see here, put your plate on the top, it also has, it sits pretty much on that angle. Can you see the angle? That's why they put that on an angle, so that the plate will sit flat on the hood, and it will go, the pin will go through that hood, that cover. I don't know what name I would call that, but so it goes straight through that. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna mark, or we're gonna put some paint on this pin on the top of it. We're gonna bring our hood down, and that paint will leave a spot on the hood for where that pin is gonna go through. So that's what we'll do next. But other than that, we got them both on. Just gotta put the holes in next. Okay, knowing I need something that's gonna leave a good color, a good mark, I'm gonna use my yellow paint pen or paint marker. I'm gonna put some paint right up on the top of this, right in the center. So when that hood comes down, it'll touch that paint and leave a spot on that. I'm not worried so much about getting paint on this because I can always take something and clean that off. I'm not worried about that. But we want to make sure we got enough on there so that it leaves that should work sufficiently. Oh yes. Work like a charm. Work like a charm. Perfect. Come on, I'm gonna even let that dry right there. But as you can see, left it right where we need to drill our hole. All right, so let's see if we can't put some holes in her. Okay, put this dustpan in here to try to catch the material that's going to come down. And what I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using a head such as that. I'm not exactly sure what they call those. I'm going to call it an increment bit. I don't know what you call them. I know what they're good for. They work. And I need to take this. Now this particular hole here, this hole in the bottom part of the hood, it's going to be a big hole. But the one that goes through the hood itself, the top layer, that's only going to be a 5/8 of an inch hole. So this hole here is going to be much bigger than the one on top. The reason being, it has a grommet. It has a pretty nice size grommet. That's a nice size grommet. Do I have a drill that big? No. So what I'm gonna end up doing, I am definitely gonna probably have to get, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I think I might have something that I can take that out to that size. Let me take a look, boys and girls. Hold on, let me take a look here. Just a second here now. Let's do a measurement here and see how big that grommet actually is. I might have something such as one of these. And what you do, it has a set screw. You put a drill in here for a pilot, put a drill in it, and then this will mount onto one of these to cut out the size hole that you need. So let me see if I have something close to that size. What are we looking at here? A grommet. Approximately 1 3/4. No, it's not that big. One and a half. That's a 1.5 diameter. What do I have here? No. Could it be this one? No, a little bit too big. Could it be this one? That's the one right there, boys and girls. That's the 1.5. Well, it says it right there. 1.5. So we're going to put a pilot drill in here. Put a pilot drill in this. And then we'll put this here. It's supposed to go in there. And it will. Oh, the set screw. The set screw's got to go deeper. The set screw stopping it. So when I screw that set screw, when I tighten that set screw up, it'll tighten up against the drill, and then it'll slide in there, tighten this on there, be able to put our hole in. All right, let's do that right quick. Okay, so what it looks like, I'm gonna use something such as these. Thing about that, you gotta have a short enough drill bit to use, because the drill bit is just used as a pilot, just so that it'll stay stationary while you drill the bigger hole in whatever you're cutting. Now, the drills I have are too long, so you gotta improvise sometimes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a 1/4 inch drill and just drill a hole. And then I'm gonna use a little 1/4 inch stud just for a means of using it as a pilot. And I'll use that to hold one of these stationary. Only way I can do it because I don't have a short drill. So I gotta make a hole with a regular drill, and then I will improvise, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes in the hood with a 1/4 inch drill, just so I can use that hole as a pilot. And don't go all the way through the hood. You know, you just want to go through that first layer. Okay, now we'll change this out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to use just a 1/4 inch rod, and I'll use that to go through it, because you gotta have, let me see, let me take this off. Take this out of here. Now what I have to do, I gotta put a flat on this little rod. I gotta put a flat on it so that the set screw can lock it in place. Not only that, but that set screw's gotta go deep enough. It's gotta go deep enough so that this will go on. So then you can put your nut on this to hold this on. So, but what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be my pilot, but it's gonna go through so that the drill can at least hold it. And that is what I'll use and go in that hole to guide it to cut the bigger hole that I need. See what I'm saying? Put you here so you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe you can't see it. See, that is just the perfect size for that 1/4 inch hole, which will go up through here. Then I can go up through here. Now this is just gonna barely stick down below. It's just gonna barely come below this, just for a pilot, just so I can make that hole in that hood. So I'm gonna go ahead, grind a flat on this, and see if we can't make something happen. Okay, what I did, I just put a little flat on that so that I can take that set screw low enough. Tighten that set screw down a little bit so that I can put this on here. A nut on it. Tighten down. And it sticks out just enough for my pilot hole. All right, let's put that in our drill. And let's get our pan here to catch the nasty. In here where you can see this a little bit better. I want to get you up here so you can see a little bit better. That in that pilot. There's no need of trying to go fast with this because you don't, this is fiberglass. You don't want to crack it. Just want to get through it. fiberglass is nasty. Okay, take something like a little file. Just kind of smooth it out. I wouldn't suggest running your finger around in there, that fiberglass. You don't want to stick that in your finger, because fiberglass ain't no joke. So I would just say, get it the best you can with maybe a rat tail file. All right, and that grommet should fit inside of there. Just like so. All right, simple as that. Now, we'll do the other side. There we go, that looks much better. It's nice and straight. Just like that. Can't get any easier than that. So now we'll do the other side, and then we'll come back and we'll put another touch of paint on our stud, so that when we shut the hood, that stud with the paint on it will go up in there and then touch the second layer, which is the top of the hood itself. And then we can go through there with a 5/8, and should be good. So let's go ahead, do the other side, and we'll come back at you and we get ready to put the second hole in, which is going to be the 5/8. All right. Okay. I've already put my paint on the tips of my pins and have those spots inside there already marked. So now I just have to drill a hole through and see how it comes out. So let's put our tray back up here. See if we can't drill through the hood now. What I want to do after drilling that, I want to see if that's in the center of this pin, the hole that I just drilled. That comes through, should be able to see perfect. Oh my goodness, if that ain't perfect, what is? I gotta show you guys this. And that's the center of that pin. It's right there. Directly in the center of that pin. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. We're gonna do the same thing for the other side. And then we're gonna open them up to a 5/8. And when I open up to the 5/8, I think I'm gonna do it from this side. I'm gonna do it from this side as I'm doing it. So let me go ahead, get the other side drilled, and then we'll open that up and see what we come up with. Make sure it fits lined up perfectly. Right directly in the center. Right directly in the center. Step drill, we're going to take that out to a 5/8. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give me something to prop this hood up. Prop this hood up. Set this up under here to catch the nasty. Okay. And we're going to be going on an angle such as the pin itself. Nice and slow, take your time. Matter of fact, I would like to stand here and look at the angle of that pin. Just double check. Ain't no harm in double checking. You're looking for 625. That's 550, so that would have been, what, a 1/2 inch? No. Which one is considered 5/8? That one right there. That isn't the one, is it? We got one more. Yeah, we got one more. All right. There. Okay, let's see, where's my rag? Let you guys know a little something too. Fiberglass itch. Just know, get it on you, it itches. Right now my hands, between my fingers, itching for that fiberglass. All right, let's take a little file. Out. It's not gonna go all the way down because the other one it's not drilled yet, but I'll be able to see. Oh yeah, we can work with that. And it will be straight because right now is on that. So when that right now is perfectly in the center by holding it up to where it's level with this one. It's perfectly in the center. So when I drill that one, that thing should be pretty much dead nuts. So let's do the other side. Do the other side and see what happens here. That's the one right there. This itchy stuff. Yes, I should be. All right, we'll take the box out. Sit down. Comes out. Okay. Just a little bit on the sides. Just a little bit on the sides. He's close, boy, he's close. So close. And that's a good thing about these covers here, because they give you a little bit of wiggle room. They definitely give you a little wiggle room. So you can make that hole on the other side big as you need to make it to get the wiggle room that you need. I'm wondering if I have to. You know what? I'm about positive that I do. I'm gonna have to make that other side big enough for this diameter, because this has got to go down inside of there to sit flush. So I gotta make the other side just as big as this. Now, I wish I'd have known that, because then I'd have did the same thing I did for this here. Wow, really? That was terrible. That was terrible. Okay, so yeah, that's got to be the same size. That's got to be the same size for that to countersink down inside of it. Wow, really? Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I just thought I was done messing with this itchy fiberglass. So, we're going to okay, what's that diameter? I wish I'd have known that, because then I could have used that pilot like I did on the other side. That's an inch. I'll say inch and a quarter. Yeah, that's inch and a quarter. The last one I used was an inch and a half, so this one must be an inch and a quarter, maybe. Yep, that's the one. Actually, a little bit bigger would be better. Might as well say the same thing I used for the other side. Wow. Isn't that something? I could have used the same one for the other side for that countersink. For that to countersink down inside of it. Wow, really? Okay. No big problem. No problem at all. We can still make it happen. We can still make it happen. I just don't have that pilot now. Now it's more of one of those things where I'd rather have a Dremel, but what I can do, I'll draw around this, and we're gonna try something. All right, it looks like we got it taken care of. I was able to use the same apparatus that I used for the bottom, and it worked out pretty good. So I had to take this hole to the same size so that this recessed area right here, well, actually it's protruded, but it has to recess down into the hood itself. So now fits exactly like it should. I'll be able to put it exactly in the center where it needs to go. And hey, it worked out perfectly. Couldn't ask for it to have worked out any better. So that looks like it could be a wrap. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call this good. Now all I have to do is take it off and let the painter take it, do what he has to do to it, get it the same color as the rest of the car and bring it back, and we'll put these on it and call it good. One thing I do have yet to put on are the lanyards. So right now, I'm not gonna worry about them right now, but we will get those put on. I need to find out exactly where they mount because I have no idea. It's probably somewhere in the grill. I don't know. But other than that, I got the hard part of the job done, and we're gonna call that good for now. And when I get the hood back from paint, then I will show you the lanyards with the hood pins themselves. And hey, we're gonna just keep it moving. So once again, first time coming to the channel, welcome to the channel. Everybody else, thanks for attending this episode once again with me. And when I get done with the hood, we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on to something else. I got something else I got to do, and it's gonna surprise you guys. So with all that being said and done, we're gonna shut this thing down right here, and we're gonna call it quits for today. 392 Blurred Lines coming at you. Peace out.